you ever been told to use your imagination? When we use our imagination, we think up new ideas, dream dreams, create things we might not otherwise experience with our senses. Did you know imagination can be a spiritual practice? This week, as we celebrate the day in our church we call Pentecost, we remember how the Holy Spirit spread and moved among and within the people, and the church was born. The story of Pentecost sparks our imagination, in part because the Holy Spirit is something we don't experience with our usual senses of touch, seeing, hearing, tasting, or smelling. And we understand it using many different images and symbols. Watch, listen, and imagine as the Cones family brings to life the story as told in our Spark Story Bible.
Welcome to the Pentecost party. Jesus' disciples were celebrating a festival called Pentecost when suddenly a strong wind blew through the house. Everybody's hair stood up on end. It was lifted up and there was an amazing noise. They looked at each other. It looked like each person had a flame of fire touching him, but no one was burned. Oh, a flame for me! A flame for me! The Holy Spirit had come just as Jesus promised. The disciples began to speak in different languages.
Je ne sais quoi.
Comment
vas-tu?
Un, deux, trois.
Arwe, uye, oinge, ute.
Oh. And yet, they could still understand each other.
I could understand what you were saying.
Ni hao.
I was asking if you were going to Jerusalem. Did you get it?
I got it. Peter stood up.
I want to tell you about Jesus.
He reminded everyone that Jesus taught them. He told them how Jesus died and lives again.
It's time for us to begin a new life with God's Spirit guiding us.
The disciples were excited to live differently, guided by God's Spirit. This was the very beginning of the Christian church.
As you could see in our video, even though the early disciples and followers were from different parts of the world, the same Spirit filled them, and they were able to understand one another and able to communicate with one another. God's Spirit blew and danced among them and continues to blow and dance among us. God's Spirit continues to help us be followers of Jesus. This week, as you are in your homes worshiping, I encourage you to find something red. If you don't have a piece of clothing that's red, find a piece of cloth, maybe a pillow, maybe something else in your house that's red, and bring it to your worship space to remind us of the flames that danced on the heads of the early followers of the Spirit that empowers us and emboldens us that we might be followers of Jesus. As you can see, I'm in the sanctuary, and the color for worship this week is red. So as we go out this week, let's practice using our imaginations. If you have an opportunity to go outside at night, listen to the night noises. What do you hear? What creatures are out there? And give thanks to God. Look at the sky. Do you see stars? Can you make your own constellations? In the daytime, lie in the grass and look up at the sky and in the clouds and imagine what you might see in the clouds. Can you create a piece of art for somebody who might need something beautiful? Use your imagination to share God's love and to make God's world a better world.